got their issue with Dubois. We'll see what happens, but that's for them to overcome now, and it's a very difficult situation.
Daniel Dubois ill, can't fight. Fighters' health and safety is the most important thing. So I felt for Daniel, but look, if he rests and recuperates.
Eddie Hearn doesn't pull punches when it comes to the business of boxing, and this time, he's sounding the alarm. What's unfolding is nothing short of a disaster in the heavyweight division, a unified world title bout hanging by a thread just days before the opening bell. That's not just tension, that's pandemonium. And at the center of it all, Daniel Dubois. If the rumors are true and he's pulling out, Oleksandr Usyk's camp is left scrambling. It's the kind of disruption promoters dread and fans hate. What was supposed to be an epic rematch is now spiraling into confusion. But just when it seems like things couldn't get worse, Adam Smith steps in with a bombshell. Known for his insight and access, Smith hints at something more troubling than just a flu bug. He nails the unspoken tension with surgical precision. The timing of Dubois falling ill right before
Of course, Daniel Dubois gets ill just around the press conference time. Not a room.
Media obligations is suspicious to say the least, and suddenly whispers morph into full-blown speculation. Are we looking at a genuine health setback, or is this a manufactured delay? The doubts are louder than ever, and it's not just journalists raising eyebrows. Johnny Nelson, a man who has stood ringside and
World champion Daniel Dubois is sick and currently being evaluated by the doctor. A replacement is being pursued in the event that he doesn't pass the medical.
inside the ropes, took matters into his own hands. Instead of sitting back, he went out to uncover the truth himself. What he found only thickened the plot. Dubois skipped the presser, citing illness, an excuse that's only fueling more speculation. Why vanish now? Why go radio silent at the very moment the fight needs clarity? Things took an even stranger turn when Nelson noticed another odd development. Dubois had been upbeat earlier in the day, according to his trainer Don Charles. Yet, mere hours later, Dubois had completely disappeared from the promotional picture. That's not...
He was in high spirits saying, Don, you coming to the press conference? He said, no, I'm letting Daniel do the talking. So this is fresh news, unless you know what, it's a red herring, unless I'm all right. I'll turn up to fight, I don't know. But what if he doesn't fight, what do we do? It's not the top of the belt, it's still a great belt. Would they be able to get somebody in to stand in at short notice?
Just inconvenient. It's deeply suspicious. Whether it's a legitimate health issue or a psychological retreat, something's off. And if it's all a last-minute pullout, it smells like chaos. Worse yet, if this is some sort of psychological play, it's a gamble gone too far. This isn't a warm-up bout or some filler fight buried...
What he wants to do. He wants to fight the best guy available. He was ready to fight the best guy available, the world champion. So give me the next best guy. Well, this guy, you know, you sure? I mean, you want it? Yeah.
On a Saturday undercard. This is a unified heavyweight title match, the kind of event that defines legacies. You don't simply back out of something like this, unless your body is completely broken, or your mind is. And if the problem isn't physical, then it's something far more dangerous, doubt. That's where Teddy Atlas steps in. The veteran trainer and analyst doesn't do fluff or filler. He cuts straight to the bone. In his eyes, if Dubois pulls out now, the message is clear. Usyk isn't here to babysit anyone's insecurities. He's a champion through and through. If Daniel steps away, Teddy says the solution is simple. Bring in the next contender. Usyk doesn't fear fresh challenges. His mindset is locked in. That's what separates champions from pretenders. But before any conclusions are drawn, Frank Warren finally enters the conversation, and what he says changes the temperature of the room. Frank isn't just frustrated.
Well, he's pissed off. I mean, he was a big fight. He's trained very hard. If you don't fight, you don't get paid. And you imagine the cost involved in a training camp, you know, booking places to set the camp up, bringing the sparring partners in, the nutritionists, the chefs, trainers and everybody, and you don't get paid. It's a massive loss. You can't insure it. Or if you do, it costs a fortune to insure. But very, very disappointed.
He's practically boiling. There's a sharp edge to his tone, the kind you only hear from someone who's seen this kind of letdown coming. And it's not just about the money, although the financial losses of a canceled title fight are staggering. A full training camp, elite-level sparring, custom nutrition plans, weeks of intense media scheduling. All of that gets flushed down the drain if a fighter pulls out. The real pain, Warren suggests, is deeper. It's about lost opportunity. It's about shattered credibility. Usyk upheld his end of the bargain. He trained in silence, stayed healthy, made weight, and showed up. Dubois, nowhere to be found. That kind of disparity damages the sport, and worse, it damages trust. And just when you think Frank's preparing to salvage what's left, he makes a pivot that's even more revealing. Instead of offering clarity on Dubois' situation, he begins discussing Daniel's future plans, next steps, possible opponents, career direction. It's as if this rematch was already a foregone conclusion, a fight never truly expected to happen. That kind of strategic redirection doesn't happen by accident. It's damage control in real time.
Then we'll make our decision afterwards what we're going to do. But Daniel, once he's ready and over his illness, he'll be back into camp and we'll have him out soon.
Is there a possibility, obviously?
They're not clarifying what went wrong. They're already moving on, which brings us to a brutal truth. This isn't the first time Dubois has done this. Rewind to the Joseph Parker negotiations, and the pattern becomes painfully clear. That fight, too, collapsed with similar last-minute explanations and vanishing acts. When history starts repeating itself, you stop calling it coincident. You call it a pattern. Meanwhile, Usyk has shown up every single time. He didn't pull out of fights. He didn't miss press conferences. He didn't make excuses. He trains. He shows up. And he delivers. That's the hallmark of an elite champion. And right now, Dubois isn't in the same league. Not in preparation. Not in mentality. Not in consistency. And let's not forget why this rematch even existed. Dubois wanted redemption. He wanted to erase the memory of that infamous first fight where he dropped to a knee.
He's been down a few times with body shots, so yeah, there's definitely this time I got to throw the kitchen sink at him, you know.
And didn't get up. He claimed it was a low blow. He demanded a rematch to prove he wasn't a quitter, to show the world he was wrong. But instead of rewriting history, he's now rewriting the same tired chapter. Missed chances, shaky mental fortitude, and hollow excuses. If you're truly built for this level, you don't pull out. You show up. You fight. And if you go down swinging, not coughing behind closed doors. And if you thought Frank Warren was being careful with his words, wait until you hear Dubois himself. In interviews leading up to the rematch, Daniel continued to insist that he was robbed in their first meeting. Let's be clear. Usyk didn't stay down. He got up and took over. That's not a robbery. That's championship resolve. This isn't a neighborhood brawl. It's a unified heavyweight title clash. Dubois has built his rematch narrative around one borderline body shot. He said that
prove he can take a body shot.
But Daniel Dubois has got a lot of demons to revisit, and he's going to revisit them in this fight. I think he's in a different place mentally now than he was before the first fight. I don't want to say he's grown up and mature, because I think he's the same fighter as he was. It's just his mental approach is going to have to be different.
Next time, he'd throw the kitchen sink. Well, the kitchen is still intact, and Dubois is nowhere to be found. If you believe in yourself, you show up. That's what fighters do. Instead, Dubois hides behind claims and coughs, while Usyk remains unshakable. You don't earn respect through PR campaigns. You earn it in the ring. Tony Bellew, a man who has tasted victory and defeat in the most brutal ways, isn't buying any of it. His assessment is simple and devastating. Daniel Dubois hasn't changed, and that's the root of the problem. You can change trainers, drop slick training montages online, talk tougher in interviews, but if the core remains fragile, the outcome will too. Bellew knows the fire that comes with big fights. He knows what it's like to be afraid and to fight through that fear. In Dubois, Bellew sees a fighter still haunted by his past. From Joe Joyce to Oleksandr Usyk.
What thoughts on, do you believe it was illegal? I do.
I thought it was illegal or legal?
I thought it was illegal. It's called a protector for a reason.
Yeah.
He hits the protector.
It's illegal.
Yeah, it's below the navel.
It's a low blow.
The navel's essentially
What's your thoughts, Carl?
I thought it was all right.
Did you?
Yeah, but I'm back. I'm a man, so no.
No. We've all got to go on. We've all got to accept this right now. Was it good for you? It wasn't good.
The scars run deep, And when pressure mounts, those cracks widen. The harshest truth Bellew delivers is the one no coach can fix: fear, not just of punches, but of pressure, of failure, of expectation. And in the heavyweight division, that's fatal. You don't step into the ring with Oleksandr Usyk unless your belief is rock solid, because Usyk is merciless. He walks through fire and smiles doing it. Dubois, he still hasn't proven he can light the match. And if Bellew's analysis wasn't enough, his dissection of that so-called low blow seals the deal. He watched it again, and from a fighter's lens, it wasn't illegal, it wasn't dirty, it was borderline and legal. That fact alone destroys Dubois' last remaining excuse. If the shot was clean, then everything that followed, his collapse, his decision to stay down, Usyk's dominance, was legit. The first fight wasn't stolen, it was lost. And while others argue about borderline punches, Joe Rogan was watching something else entirely: Usyk's leaked training footage, and what he saw blew him away. For Rogan, who's seen the best of the best across all combat sports, Usyk's training wasn't...
Давай.
Wasn't just impressive, it was terrifying. His footwork, timing, movement. It wasn't heavyweight stuff, it was elite cruiserweight mastery inside a heavyweight frame. Usyk floated like a feather, pivoted with surgical precision, and controlled space like a magician. That footage sent a message. Usyk isn't preparing to box, he's preparing to dominate. He doesn't care if it's Dubois, a replacement opponent, or Prime Tyson. He's sharpening blades to cut through whoever stands in his path. That's not just professionalism, that's obsession. While Usyk honed his tools, Dubois disappeared behind a cough and a statement. That's the real mental gap. One man was preparing like a world beater, the other was preparing excuses. Amir Khan echoed this sentiment, calling Usyk a beast. He didn't say it to hype up a fight. He said it because he knows firsthand what it takes to reach and maintain elite status. Khan acknowledged Dubois' potential, but even he admitted, what's the point?
He's a good fighter. He's a hard fighter to beat. And I think he'll learn from the mistakes he made in the first fight against Usyk, and it will give him a hard fight. Look, he has the tools.
Of potential if you never make it to the ring. Usyk has done it all, beaten unified champions, traveled across continents, braved war zones, climbed weight classes. He's a generational talent. And while Dubois talks about his shot, Usyk keeps proving why he never relinquished his. Usyk himself eventually added his voice to the mix, and with chilling calmness, delivered a statement that may haunt Dubois for the rest of his career. He didn't mock, he didn't belittle, he simply told the truth. A little bit afraid, he said of Dubois. Coming from Usyk, that's not trash talk. It's an observation, and it stings because it feels true. Against Joyce, Dubois went down and didn't get up. Against Usyk, same result. Now, on the eve of redemption, he's gone missing again. This isn't misfortune, it's a habit, a pattern of mental surrender when things get tough. Champions don't run from pressure, they thrive on it. And now fans are asking the hard questions. Was this ever about redemption? Or was it a publicity push doomed to unravel? Usyk's victory may not have only come in the...
He's a better fighter now than he was the first time he fought?
Maybe, yeah, maybe, because a lot of years, 2, 3, yeah, yeah. Now I think Daniel grow.
And do you think...
Like a boxer, like a man.
Yeah. Does he deserve this opportunity? Or is there someone else more deserving? Joe Parker maybe, or does Daniel deserve his shot?
Yeah, I think Daniel deserves, because Daniel from UK. It's interesting for...
ring that night. He may have won the psychological war forever. So here we are. What was supposed to be Dubois' return, his resurrection, has become his retreat. Another vanishing act, another wave of excuses, and another blow to his reputation. For Usyk, it's another disruption. For boxing, another disappointment. For fans, it's deja vu. You don't become heavyweight king by ducking adversity. You walk into the storm, fists raised, and right now only one man is walking, the other still searching for his nerve. So the question becomes, if Dubois returns, will the world see a reborn warrior or a man still running from the ghosts of his past? Let us know in the comments below. Are you backing the lion-hearted champion Oleksandr Usyk, or do you still believe Daniel Dubois can rise and shock the world?